This is what we're here for. So then what is Fathers and Sons Speak? It is a movement, and we're trying to get as many men as possible to share their stories. Because if you share your stories, things change. And this is not about being eloquent, gentlemen. This is about being open, and this is about using what everybody has. Now, you need to know that some men in here have lost their voices, where they come in places and they say nothing. And as a consequence, they disappear. We want to call that forth today. We want to introduce some new voices. And so for people who've not had these influential voices in their lives, we want to do that. So, SPEAK is an acronym. Somebody repeat after me, say sharing. Sharing. We want you to share today. We know that for some of us this is difficult, but we want you to practice. You're amongst men, and all of us are going to feel a little weird. You ever have a conversation like, this is uncomfortable? You may experience that today, and that's okay. I don't know, why you going to ask me? I don't want to talk about my dad. I don't think about that. Because you know when we don't. Then there's P. Then there's P. Somebody say pain. Pain. Oh, how much unexpressed pain do we bury deep down inside? Some of us are ill today because we haven't talked to nobody. Because we refuse to talk about it. Can I confess that there are some things that I just say, I'm not talking about it? Anybody else have said that before? We ain't talking about this in our home. We ain't talking about this with our friends. With our sons, we're not having this conversation. I'm not going to talk to my dad. A. Thank you. I owe you. E. Exploration. You will never know how amazing you are until you tell your story. You'll never know. You'll never get it until you watch somebody respond to what you have to say. Now, we know this on the negative side because we curse people out. Hello? When I was younger, I used to fight. And I used to say something to them before I hit. Can I be honest, please? Don't judge me. When I was younger, and if you mess with the wrong people now, deal with it. But you'll never know how amazing and how powerful you are until you share your story. And some of us have stories that we've never told. I'm talking to men who have stories 20, 30, 40 years old. You bury them. But that story has treasure too, if we share it. A. Affirmation. Let me just do something here really briefly. Think of something in your head right now, kind, to say to somebody in this room you do not know. Okay? If some of you are sitting in groups, I need you just real quick, in the next 120 seconds, find somebody in this room and say something nice to them. Go. Quickly. Somebody you don't know, don't do it. Look, you can't do it, that's not something nice,
Can you just hold this one? I'll be right back. Thank you so much.
What's up, Joe? Looking good today, bro. Hey, man, you're significant, brother. Yes, you are, man. All I can say is grace is something else. You're significant. You're a child of God. Ain't no child of the King insignificant. You are right. You know? Yes, sir.
My question is, how many of you guys received a smile when you said it? Isn't that crazy? How when we affirm one another, it changes moods? And it is not that you have to know a person to affirm them. What would our world be like if every man you saw, you went up to him and said, I believe in you?
Amen.
What would happen to our world if every man you saw, you went up and said, I actually see you. You're not invisible to me. When a brother's walking around and not engaging, if you went up to him and said, hi, tell me your name. You're important to me. Our world would be altogether different Because we don't get enough affirmation. People will heap curses on us. They'll tell us what we're not. They'll tell us what we should be. But they'll never call greatness out of us. I see strength in you. I see restoration in you. You're more than the writing on that paper. You're more than your past mistakes. I see you, and I still love you. Affirmation, gentlemen. If we can do that for one another, more men will smile. Amen. I was on a train, and there was this guy. He was real buff. I'm an inner city kid, so as I go through this, know that my mind is swirling. Real buff, tattoos, do-rag. I'm in Baltimore. African American man. We on the train. He's sitting down, I'm standing up. Only reason I'm standing close to him is because there's nowhere to stand on the train. He starts looking at me like this. Now that might not translate to something. I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this to you. I felt something based on how he was speaking to me without saying anything. You do know that our movement speaks. Mm-hmm. Come on, sons, how we walk away from our fathers, snatch us up if we're not careful. How we frown up when somebody says something. We don't even have to talk to somebody to know that there's a problem. So anyways, he looked at me, he says these words, check it out. Now, he's got a do-rag on, tatted up, swole, and what I would call mad dog. And I happen to have some wristwear. One of them says, God is enough. And the other one says, because I said I would. He says, you be reading the scriptures, huh? I'm not lying to you, I can't make this up. You be reading the scriptures, huh? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. I don't know where this conversation's going. He said, yeah, man, locked up for 3 years, wasn't nothing but God that got me.
All right.
He said, thank you for wearing those wristbands. It reminded me, because I'm going through a little bit right now. I don't know, swole,
Yes, sir.
do-rag, tattoos, and he affirmed me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I told him, I said, you want it? Because when someone affirms you, you got to give them back something.
Amen.
I took the wristband off. I had a second one, praise the Lord. Somebody gave it to me. I had to give it to someone else. So now he walks with the wristwear that I gave him. I walk with the affirmation that he gave me.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
We're better.
Yeah.
That can happen today. I'll never be swole, tattoos, do-rag. Real men. Seed planted. He changed my life. Crazy how it happened. That potential is in the room today. Because somebody's going to look at you. Do-rag, swole, tattoos, curly hair, tight clothes, loose clothes, big, small, gray, black, white, Mexican, Latino. I know those are probably the same thing, but whatever. You know, an Asian, black, white. What happens when we do that for each other? The world changes, gentlemen. Okay. We might talk different, but we're still connected. And when a whole bunch of connections come together, the body functions better. So we have to connect. Last thing that I'll say before I introduce our keynote speakers is, fatherhood influences. Check it out. So there's some stats. 91% of all runaway children come from fatherless homes. 73% of the prison population, fatherless homes. The likelihood of being pregnant, getting pregnant, the likelihood of abusing drugs, the likelihood of abusing your loved ones, the likelihood of graduating from college. Some of the nation's top challenges are influenced by the decisions of a father. So if we fix that, we fix everything.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to comfort people because there are men in here who are not in their children's lives. Welcome. This is safe space for you. And there are men who are actively involved. Welcome. This is safe space for you. And there are men who have never met their fathers. Somebody help me say it. Welcome. Hello? So I'm not delineating. But if we address it, it fixes so much. And the world is waiting on us. Not to get it right, but to tell our story. Because I'm convinced the stats don't tell the truth. They just tell what people were willing to say. If we tell the truth, it'll change the story. Stop letting other people speak for us. You got a voice. Speak for yourself. So with that said, that's my little spiel. Come on. I'm done.